Coming up on 7 News at noon, we talk about hate crimes verdict in the Arbery case with distinguished lecturer in law Frederick Lawrence. A jury found the 3 men who killed Arbery guilty in the federal hate crime trial. Let's bring in now Georgetown distinguished lecturer of law Frederick Lawrence. Great to have you here on the show to kind of break things down for us. Always enjoy your perspective. First, let's talk about what this means for their sentence and the conviction on the state level.
It's a very powerful message to have the federal conviction with this. These sentences will likely run consecutively. Remember that 2 of them had the life without parole in the state charge. 1 had life with the possibility of parole after 30 years. These federal charges will go right on top of that. But the real impact here, is the message that says it wasn't just killing him because he was there, it's killing him because of who he was. That wasn't an issue in the state case. It was front and center, the racial animus in the federal case.
You know, we heard from Arbery's mother before this trial started. She was adamant that a judge reject the deal that these men had with the prosecutor, basically to kind of, I don't want to say get a pass, but that's what it seemed like. What does this conviction say and do for Arbery's family?
I think it means the world to them because it says what they knew, but that the world hadn't yet confirmed. That state trial, that first trial, which was a murder trial, it had race all over it. But you know, Adriana, race was not the issue. It was a murder case, or an attempted murder case and a completed murder case. The federal case was all about race, and that's really what was going on here. And the family wanted that vindicated, and they wanted that represented, that he was murdered because of who he was. And I think that is such a powerful symbol to the African-American community and, frankly, to the entire American society. And that's why hate crimes are treated differently. That's the importance of prosecuting hate crimes as hate crimes. It's not enough just to call it a murder. It's very important to recognize it for what it was, a racially motivated murder.
You know, his family, Arbery's family, said this was a modern-day lynching, and now they have this conviction, as you said, race is front and center. What do you think the DOJ is trying to tell people by prosecuting a case like this? Because we haven't seen this really in a while, where the government says this is a racially motivated case and we are going to take it to trial.
I'm very gratified personally to see this. I was the chief of the Civil Rights Unit of the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York in the 1980s. We brought these cases. They are very difficult cases to bring, but the main Department of Justice in Washington sometimes was supportive, sometimes less so. I'm very pleased to see this. The thing that people don't realize is you can't just prove that somebody is a racist and they killed somebody. You need to make that linkage that they killed somebody because of their racial animus and because of the racism directed at this person. It's not an easy case to prove. In this case, they had text evidence, they had oral evidence. And you know, the prosecution very effectively used the N-word, and they didn't say N-word. They said the actual word, and they said it over and over again. And you could see the jury just cringe. That's the effect that word is supposed to have. We're supposed to realize the horrific harm that it does. And so I think the Department of Justice did itself very proud with this trial and got a very good verdict as a result.
All right, Professor, I've got to let you go. We are out of time, but let's touch base after the closing arguments in the federal civil rights trial of the Minneapolis police officers involved in George Floyd's murder, because there's a lot to cover there.
I'll look forward to being back with you at that time. Thanks, Adriana.
All right, talk soon.